Fuck it, we'll do it live. Welcome to Opinions Like Ales, everybody, your favorite pop culture podcast where we have opinions and most of them stink. My name is Michael Zampino. With me, as always, is Hilton Price.
I am so excited. I have the
that you
best
just can't
news.
hide it.
I can't hide it. I'm about to lose control. And honestly, Zamp, I think I like it.
I think I like it too, actually.
And here's why. Before the show, I was home and I was working in the backyard, as I do in the backyard that I totally have. And you're never going to believe what I found.
What did you find?
Golden plates. I found these golden plates and they are inscribed. And this is the really shocking part. The word of God.
Wait, did it come with a magic translation hat?
It did. It's kind of like a sorting hat, only it doesn't tell me I'm a Gryffindor. It tells me the word of God.
Yeah, it's actually an old like San Antonio Spurs baseball cap.
It is. They had a really good season.
It was from the championship year when Duncan was like really killing it.
A lot of people don't remember that year, but thanks to that hat, I'll never forget.
Yeah, Greg Popovich winning his coach in history.
That was part of what the plates talked about. But there was more, and only I can read it.
Oh shit!
Only I
Okay.
can read it, and luckily, I'm supposed to have a partner to help translate. Sadly,
good.
I'm rolling solo.
Okay.
So I don't have it translated yet.
I think I can translate for you.
Oh, can you?
I would be willing to do that.
It just said partner. It didn't specify business partner, but I suppose that works.
Sweet.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and translate the word of God for the listeners. Maybe next episode.
The Church of Pop. Greg Popovich.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed that out of all the backyards to plant these plates in.
The one I totally have
in Tulsa,
Yeah.
Oklahoma,
At my condo. Yeah, exactly.
in northeastern Oklahoma is where the Mormons did say that the Garden of Eden was in Jackson County, Missouri.
Yes. So really, let's
fucking go.
Yeah. Well, and have you ever been to Jackson County?
Oh, it's the most beautiful place on earth. It is really Eden.
Could you say that it's not?
Yes.
I don't think you can.
Probably not. It's
Okay.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Missouri.
Guys, please welcome to the show one of my oldest and dearest friends and director of the brand new video for local band Groucho, Viet Nguyen, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
So, do you now just now you have the moniker of director?
I guess.
Yeah. Is this the first thing you've technically directed?
Director is kind of a
Like a loose term.
loose term. I mean,
Did you get a chair?
Because you've made a ton of stuff.
yeah. Like, well, the company I work for, we all wear different hats. So,
What's the name of the company you work for?
it is Fire Thief Productions.
There you
but
go.
we
Shout out.
We are going under a rebrand.
Oh, fair enough.
I will wait for the press release.
Did too many people think that y'all were stealing fire instead of creating?
I guess so.
I mean, you can't look if you got the word thief in your name. Yeah, people are gonna ask questions. What are you trying to steal?
There's follow-ups. Yeah. People need clarification.
We watched the video again this morning. I watched it yesterday, and we watched it again this morning.
It's good.
So is there the one that we watched had the intro with it? So is there a shorter version of it?
Yeah,
I see.
It's essentially two songs combined into one.
The first one is like that instrumental.
The instrumental,
Yeah.
and from what I remember, it originally had lyrics, but
okay.
I decided just to do something cool and not necessarily like super cinematic, but something to try.
It had a little bit of a feel of like a score,
sure.
like it could have been a score.
Yeah. Well, Dustin, he's also a composer, so
I talked to Hilton about that off mic. Yeah, he's that's one of the coolest things I saw him doing recently. I was like, that's fucking rad.
yeah,
man.
he does
that's very cool.
like live performances.
Yeah, he's done at
Circle.
Circle. Yeah, Circle Cinema. Shout out to our good friend Chuck.
Yeah.
And of course, the video features Tulsa business Chimera prominently, and that's been a great and kind of beloved fixture of downtown for several years now.
Did you shoot the playing footage in there?
Yeah, where
Of
was
them
that?
actually.
No. That
Okay.
was the second half of the video was at our studio.
Okay,
Cool.
got it.
But
Soundstage, baby.
yeah.
Yeah, we knew we wanted to do a long take of some sort, and
That's one of the things that I was going to say was that the coolest thing that I'm glad we watched the one with the intro because that camera work was great. That one shot.
Yeah.
And this one shot through the entire thing. Yes?
It's one continuous take.
Yeah, that's the what do they call it? The film nerd shot.
Yeah,
I love that shit, man. They had a really. I remember I learned that term by watching the special features of Waiting. Because they have a one shot in Waiting, where it goes like all the way through the kitchen into the into the floor and all that, and they called it the film nerd shot.
Yeah, every film student right out of film school, wants to pull off some kind of crazy Wes Anderson long take shot.
It's because it's really cool and it's fucking hard to pull off.
It's hard to pull off. Yeah, I had to I spent couple of days walking around counting my steps trying to time.
People don't understand the coordination and the choreography that goes into just people walking through a shot while you're doing a one shot.
And it's also in slow-mo too, so I had to do some math and
slow-mo like that sweet old Wax video. You remember that? That was a one shot. That entire video. Do you remember the song California by Wax?
No.
I'm gonna move to Southern California.
That's it, right
Spike
there.
Jones did the video for it, and it's a one shot that just starts at a guy's feet, and it slowly pans out through the course of the video to show a guy chasing down a bus on fire.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I remember that.
Do you?
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember that video.
Yeah.
He also did that Far Side video.
He's done quite a few cool music videos, but
Spike Jones was one of the first video directors that really, in my sphere and what I saw, was touted as taking it to kind of a next level.
Because he was doing neat and weird shit.
Yeah, he started off doing skate videos.
I was gonna say it. I think he brought that shit in where he was like, "Man, I'm doing this weird shit over here. Like, why can't we do that in a music video?"
Yeah,
absolutely no reason on earth.
Yeah. He did that crazy Ludacris video where he's like breaking all this shit and punching the walls and stuff. All those explosions.
Yeah, and of course Weezer's Buddy Holly with all the stuff from Happy Days intercut through.
Oh, was that Spike Jones joint?
That was Spike. That was a Spike Jones deal. He did something for Bjork too. I'm trying to remember which one he did for Bjork. I'm gonna pull that up, see if I can find it.
Was it the one where she was yelling?
That's definitely the one. Definitely that one where she made some weird noises.
Bjork is so interestingly weird. And it's Oh So Quiet. That is the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
That's the one where, it's Oh So Quiet, and then it's not
Oh,
quiet.
you think that's the one where she's yelling?
Well,
you've
the
got
joke was that she's always yelling, but that was the video I was thinking of in my mind.
Yeah, we got to play Pluto for you sometime.
No. I understand she yells a lot. She's very angry.
It's very loud.
Now Google, why is Bjork so mad?
She needs to be celebrated.
Celebrate. Bjork's awesome. I do.
Remember the swan dress?
Yeah.
Was that an award show? Like
it's probably the
VMAs
Grammys
or some
VMAs,
shit?
Yeah. There was only, I think, how many are there?
I don't know.
It's like 4.
Too many.
Grammys, VMAs, Country Music
there's so
Awards,
many.
and the Kids' Choice Awards.
The
That's
Image
it.
Awards,
not
the
real.
People's Choice Awards,
Nope.
the Nickelodeon Awards.
Who cares?
Exactly.
Man.
We're going to take something that's very subjective and give awards to it.
Yeah, that's what I love about the push and recognition of diversity in pop culture is it's going to create this fun kind of demarcation line years from now where we'll see, because like my favorite right now is Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen, Superman's best friend, reporter for the Daily Planet, and he was recently cast as a black man in some instance. I don't know if it was a TV show or what, but and now people rail against that, and then obviously there's going to be more of that because there's a push towards progress. It's just the way society works. And I love it because it means that like 50 years from now, 60 years from now, you're going to look back on popular characters like Jimmy Olsen or Doctor Who or whatever, and you're going to like see like all this diversity in casting over 50 years, over 60 years, and then you're going to go further back and there's just going to be like the white guy era of these characters where you're like, holy shit. how weird is it that they cast 40 white guys? And you're like, oh, well, what you don't know is back then.
Yeah, we call that the whiteout years. That was when everything was just very, very white. It was super white. They're running everything. Award shows. I feel like growing up in like the punk rock subculture and like that gave us a very early. We opened our eyes very early to the fact that like award shows and shit like that, especially like for music, was just such a stupid and tainted and dumb shit thing because you're like, we knew like, okay, well, we know that the pool that they're taking from is very small. You know, the pool that they're taking their nominees from is just whatever's on the radio, whatever's, you know, getting pushed harder by the major labels, whatever they can afford to market well enough to sell well enough to win a fucking award.
To take the risk.
Yeah, so very early on we were like, this shit is so fucking dumb because you already know that there's just this giant fucking market of music that's not even taken into account.
Exactly. They dip into the homogeny. They dip into what worked before.
Milk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They dip into the pasteurization.
It's all art. Like, how can you make people that create art compete against each other?
Yeah,
exactly.
It makes zero sense to me.
Exactly. That's why I remember we always used to bitch about, because Viet and I, for the listeners, we played music together for many years. And we always used to bitch about having to, especially in Day by Day, we hated having to sort of pick a subgenre when people are like, what kind of band are you?
Yeah.
And we always used to, and that's why we came up with wusscore.
Yeah.
Was because we hated, like, are you emo? Are you punk? Are you this? Are you that? And we're like, we're just a band. Like,
we're just a band.
Come see us play.
Yeah.
And then you decide if you like it or not. Like, that's how, like, it was easier in the Buttafuoco's because it's like, yeah, we're a ska band. Like, we play ska.
Right.
But then in Day by Day, it was just there was so much, like, different styles mixed together.
Yeah, it was a weird time in music because it was like pre, like, emo hot topic stuff, and then like right at the tail end of like
the punk rebirth,
the punk and
like
ska rebirth.
The Rancid, NoFX, Bad Religion,
right
when they got popular in the mid 90s, you know.
Well, and there's a thing that happens where if you give yourself that label, you can automatically kind of alienate people automatically or rope them in unnecessarily.
Yeah,
like, you
exactly.
know, and you don't really need to do that when, like you say, just go to a damn show.
Yeah, just give
put
it a
on
shot.
The song.
Like, just listen to it.
I mean, we played heavy stuff. We played poppy stuff. We played...
For sure. We had, like, very catchy, like, sing-alongable, like, anthemy, like, pop punk. And then we had, like, some pretty heavy, like, lots of screaming, angsty, like... I'm just now living on my own for the first time.
Right? Like, I gotta pay taxes now.
Yeah, I need my mommy.
Well, and sometimes the song that you fall in love with for a band, the first song you fall in love with, is not indicative of their overall sound.
Absolutely.
You know, one of the biggest examples for me in recent years is Thrice, who can be just real heavy, raw band. But one of my favorite songs that really introduced me to them is an acoustic track. And it's not indicative of the bulk of their work.
They've had a great arc as a band.
Oh yeah, that remaster is immaculate.
And just the fact that their style has changed significantly while still definitely sounding like the same band.
Yeah. Sure.
Another, I mean, it's a silly example, but I thought that Stone Temple Pilots was a band that their first 4 albums all sound significantly different from one another.
Yeah.
While still sounding like Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, when you can do that kind of thing, it's really fucking cool. When you're able to be like, I'm going to put out Panic at the Disco, the first and second album, night and day. Sounds like 2 different fucking bands.
Yeah, Smashing Pumpkins is like that.
Yeah, they've had
every album.
Quite a journey of genre. AFI. Remember how heavy they were in the beginning?
Right. Pearl Jam, they went through a period where they seemed to kind of change their sound up, and they kind of found a new sound for them.
Eddie Vedder got real folky for a while.
Yeah,
he was like, I want to do like Neil Young. I want to be Neil Young.
Well, and then I remember coming on the heels of the 1-2 punch of 10 and Versus. When they hit Vitology, they seemed to kind of like go through a transition. Like they were kind of stepping away from what they were expected to sound like.
Yeah.
And I think especially for a band like that was put on such a pedestal at the start of the grunge movement, to take that time and to say, no, we're going to sound like what we want to sound like, was a bit of a risk.
You can come along for the ride if you want to.
And I think it took a while for a lot of fans to come along on that ride.
Well, I mean, look where they're at now. Like, it's still the same 5 dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Decades later.
In Pearl Jam?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, out of all those grunge bands, like, they've made it out of there.
Someone was saying that, what's his fuck? Matt, is he Matt Cameron? Is that the drummer for Pearl Jam?
I believe so.
That he might take over for Foo Fighters.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a good drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's solid. He was playing for Soundgarden for a while too.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Fun stuff. Let's talk a little bit more about that video. In the intro, the newspaper.
Yeah.
Whose idea?
That was nice.
I think it might have been Dustin's.
Okay. That was fucking funny.
So if you, I mean, I'm trying to give this the most this explanation as best as possible from Dustin. Blood in the Water plays to just kind of like, just like the capitalistic society that we have right now. Like, everything's a hustle and everything's about being the best at something. And so I took that kind of thesis and was like, all right, well, for this long take, like, let's just make it to where, you guys are walking through a normal day and all this,
all the hustle's happening
around you, and you guys are just completely just oblivious to it all. Like, we're not trying to take a stand or, be mad about shit. It's just
more about trying to navigate through it.
Yeah, we're just trying to get through it. Like, not all of us have the voice or the platform to speak out about underpaid, wages and shit like that. So that was kind of, so we had to think of a way to kind of like declare that without saying anything. So the newspaper was kind of like, yeah, what if one of the guys was sitting on, at a coffee shop with a newspaper and it said like,
shit sucks, getting worse.
Sucks, yeah.
Shit sucks and it's getting worse, I think is what it said.
Yeah. And I think at the top of it,
there was a subtitle that was like talking about like
you're still a loser.
There was
you're a loser unless you're part of like the hustle culture or something like that.
It's a little bit further back.
Yes. Back a little bit more.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. So you're a massive loser unless you're part of hustle culture. And then the headline is shit sucks and getting worse. And then the sub headline is wealthy systems continue to infect policy and destroy the lives of working class voting. A joke. And then below that, it looks like a different language.
That's your standard, filler, that lorem ipsum text. Excuse me.
Oh,
which
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, whenever you see that,
who's lorem ipsum?
I don't know, but their name is everywhere.
How's that not a band name?
It's got to be.
We should translate that and see what that comes out to.
Yeah, right. Lorem ipsum. I think it's a Kyrie eleison.
All the facts.
All the facts.
It's a placeholder text. I don't know what it means.
But yeah, the idea for the long take came
I think it said it there.
An old, I think it was an old Arctic Monkeys music video. It's a long take, and it leads to they're in a van and they get out and they start playing.
I love
last
it.
Part of the song. Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was awesome. Imagery was great. It's a good song.
Yeah,
it's a really good song.
Yeah, it's a good riff.
Yeah, definitely gonna have try and get Dustin on to talk about that too. What else are you working on right now? Anything else?
We just finished. So the company I work for, it's a production company, but we're very focused on like social and civil issues. So
love that.
We don't really do fucking car commercials.
Yeah.
Like, man, like, so like our clients, have to have kind of a
purpose
that we definitely back. So
sure,
we just finished 2 segments for Sesame Street.
Oh shit, yeah!
That just went live this week.
Nice.
Yeah, really happy with those. and I'm working
getting on that PBS tip.
Yeah, so I also work. I mean, a bunch of documentary-based segments, and then we'll do stuff for like hospitals and public health campaigns and stuff like that.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Stuff
cool.
like getting people
But we
vaccinated.
do have some big stuff lined up this year.
Kick ass.
I can't really talk about.
Well,
but
whenever you can, man, just give me a shout. We'll have you back on and talk about it for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of trailers this week.
Yeah,
we ended up watching an extra.
We're getting into movie season. It's clearly
That's true.
upon us.
Summer
so.
blockbusters around the corner, as it were.
And I'm kind of loving it too because, and I don't know.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I don't know if this is right. I do enjoy a good burger, or a crappy burger, which is why sometimes I go to McDonald's. Hello,
Bing.
But
Got him.
I know I never use Bing. What am I? That's ridiculous.
You didn't Bing where the nearest McDonald's was.
Lord, why? Man, my Google had to Bing something.
Hey Bing, set a timer.
Hey Bing, where's the nearest McDonald's? I need a double cheeseburger.
Bing, can you pull up Google? I need to find a McDonald's.
Hey Bing, can you start up Google for me?
Pull.
That is really funny.
Bing, will you pull the Google around?
Oh shit, that's good stuff.
The trailers though. Someone and I were recently talking about how that the claim that it's all superhero movies is such bullshit. Because it's not.
There was a moment where it felt like that's all it was.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, and
they're big money now.
It was because there was a period where that was most of the marketing, it felt like.
Sure.
The other movies just weren't getting as much push.
Yeah. But you know what I realized is
studios were like, I need that spandex money.
but we didn't watch it today even, so it'll be something for next week. But Kenneth Branagh is about to have a third Agatha Christie movie come out.
What?
Like he's done the Murder on the Orient Express, and he did Murder on the Nile, and now he's about to do Murder in the Alps or some shit.
Okay.
Another Hercule Poirot. I can't. The
Come again?
That's no. Those words are impotent.
Beg your pardon?
Poirot. I can't, man.
It's okay.
I can't do it today. There's no French in this tank.
The world will forgive you.
Hercule investigator guy.
Hercules.
Hercules from zero to hero. Where's James Woods and his racist, outdated police when you need him?
I believe I saw an older version of the Murder on the Orient Express.
Not with Kenneth Branagh.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like an old black and white, maybe.
You probably watched it in school. That's the kind of thing that
I probably watched it with
in,
my
humanities
grandmother.
class. Really, what is a grandmother but a humanities class?
My grandmother, though, the greatest thing about her was she was like, let's watch this movie, and gives zero thought to content ever. She was just like, it's a movie, let's watch a movie. Yeah. And so I watched a lot of movies I probably shouldn't have as a kid, because grandma was just like, oh, who cares? I remember she used to be like, let's watch this spooky movie, and it would be the fucking weirdest 70s satanic vampire shit. I watched so many weird fucking campy B horror movies with my grandmother.
Is your grandmother how you saw Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
I almost 100% I saw it at her house, but she is not why I saw that movie.
Interesting.
But I stayed a lot over there, and she had cable when we didn't, and so I watched a lot of that shit. Man, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is a jam.
That's a wild.
If you've never seen that
I think
one,
I saw that randomly on Skinamax or something.
Oh God, my favorite thing about that movie, well, one of them is the opening scene with the old man where he finds the tent, or where the comet lands, and then he finds the tent, and it takes place in the 80s, right? But this guy is from fucking Lil Abner, he's literally like, oh, come on, boo, we're gonna go find that comet, we're gonna be rich. It's the fucking funniest shit in the world.
I didn't get exposed to a lot of mainstream films when I was growing up, but the first movie I remember seeing in an actual movie theater was Less Than Zero.
Oh wow.
Oh shit. Okay.
The Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's not a kid's movie.
No, definitely not. And
barely an adult's movie.
I can't remember. It was one of my older siblings that took me, and they just had to take me.
Was it South Roads?
It was that old movie theater that used to be at 31st and 129th.
Oh,
wow.
damn. Okay.
I was young.
Yeah. See, I remember we went to. There used to be the South Roads Annex. That was. It's kind of close to where AMC is now, but it's kind of like it was on 41st.
Yeah.
And that place did not give a single fuck. Joe and I went and saw Pulp Fiction there when it came out. We were 13.
Oh, yeah.
We were 13, and they were like, go ahead. Like, we were like, 2 for Pulp Fiction, please. They were like, dope.
Enjoy the show.
Enjoy. If you have any questions, please don't ask us.
No, but after I saw that movie, I had a lot of questions when I came home, and I don't remember going to many movie theaters after that.
Mom and Dad were like, fuck, I don't want to have to explain shit.
Right?
Yeah, I get that. I don't like having to explain shit to my kids.
No, yeah.
That's why I vote the way I do. Just kidding.
Talking to kids in general. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's very easy to talk to your children, actually.
Yeah,
People don't understand how easy it is to have conversations with your kids. Well, they like talking to you.
Admittedly, your kids are smart. Not every kid is as smart as your kids.
There's some dumb kids.
Talking to the dumb kids is tougher.
There are some
dumb adults make dumb kids.
Dumb adults do make dumb kids.
Dumb in, dumb out. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so we watched the trailer for Fool's Paradise, written and directed by Charlie Day. This looks like it actually can be really fun. It's got a lot of like classic throwback, like he's playing a mute character. So it's all the physical attributes you love of Charlie Day without all the yelling.
Yeah, but he's also playing a second character.
Yeah, but it looks like that second character doesn't get a ton of screen time.
No.
Because every time we saw him, it was the same outfit. It looks like maybe there's only a scene or two.
Yeah.
Which is good because that's one you don't want to overuse.
The premise is that Charlie Day's mute, mentally ill character is thrown out on the street thanks to a failing healthcare system, but is picked up by a movie producer
that tracks
who sees that he looks identical to the star of a film, who is also a method actor who's currently refusing to leave his trailer. So the producer throws Charlie Day's one of Charlie Day's characters in to stand in for the actor, and it leads to hilarity.
The cast is pretty mind-boggling.
Well, clearly, I mean, this is a Charlie Day wrote this. He is not one of the
directorial debut.
Yeah, and this doesn't look like it's like
written and directed.
Yeah, this is distributed by Roadhouse, so this isn't like a big studio that's got a ton of money to throw at a fucking Edie Falco and a John Malkovich. And
clearly
so these are all people that are like, I want to do this project.
He picked up the phone for this. Because just listen to this.
And called in all those favors for this one.
Right?
Because this list of actors, Ken Jeong, Ray Liotta, Kate Beckinsale, Adrian Brody, Common, Jason Sudeikis, Edie Falco, John Malkovich. I'm sorry, have I hit a less than top tier actor or talent yet? Jillian Bell is so far the name I know the least on here.
Jason Bateman, second from the last.
Right? Yeah. Glenn Howerton, of course. Just a star-studded lineup through and through.
Hell yeah. It looks like Charlie's trying to do a little bit of Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
A little bit of that sort of physical-only acting.
Yeah, interesting in that, it's clearly there's stuff to be said about mental health in this movie, but also it is very much this is a slapstick film in a kind of classic mold.
Which I think this is Charlie Day flexing as Charlie Day, like how he wants to be, or what he wants to do, rather than like fucking Michael Bay telling you, "Hey, just be
silly,
be your dumbass self."
Yeah, can you yell more?
Yeah. Exactly.
Admittedly, Charlie Day is an actor whose name has just been coming up more and more and more, and he is really, and maybe this is something that should have happened years ago, especially as you've got his show going into its 12th or 15th season already. Like, how long is It's Always Sunny?
Always Sunny? Oh, man, they're like, 15, 16.
Yeah.
It's ironic that the movie poster says he's ready for his close-up.
Right? Well, and because he is. 100%.
Totally.
He is, especially coming on the heels of stuff like the Super Mario Brothers movie. He has been...
Did you see that movie he did with Ice Cube? Fist Fight?
No. Oh yeah, I remember that.
That
yeah,
was actually pretty fucking funny.
Was it?
Yeah.
With who again?
With Charlie Day and Ice Cube, where they played teachers. Something happens where Ice Cube's like, "I'm gonna fucking fight you," and the whole rest of the movie is.
I do remember.
Yeah, that's the one where he plays the at the talent show with his daughter. She wants to do that song like, "I don't fuck with you, you a stupid ass bitch. I ain't fucking with you."
Oh yeah,
man, that was good, huh?
Yeah, he was.
It was really funny.
All right,
Charlie Day was in that robot movie.
Transformers?
No, was it Transformers? It was the one with Charlie, the other Charlie from Sons of Anarchy, and it was like the robot fighting.
Oh, was it like the Rock'em Sock'em Robot movie?
Yeah, I forgot what it was
with
called.
Hugh Jackman? Oh,
Huge Jackman?
Was it
Hugh
Real
Jackman?
Steel?
No, Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
Oh, yeah, he was
Yeah,
a Pacific Rim. Yeah.
Dr. Newton Geisler.
Yeah.
You remember all those fucking names we used to come up with on all the fucking videos we used to make back in the day? Tristan Bunglethorpe.
Marla May.
Marla May. Oh, man. Those were good times.
Yeah. I know. Like, now that I work in, like, television and film, like, I always think back to those days when we were making those dumb movies, and I wish I still had those tapes. Like, every time I see Josh Lynch, like, I think of the
Every
shorts.
time. Every time.
Yeah. Can't talk about it here, but
Shout out to the homie Josh Lynch.
yeah.
I see him pretty often these days. It's pretty
he's
great.
I've worked with him a couple of times. He's catered a couple of our shoots.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
If you don't know Josh Lynch, he's the owner of the Dog House, which gives you some of the best dang dongs here in Tulsa.
He's one of like the like spirits of Tulsa. Like there's a handful of people like Evan who are just like if you know Tulsa, you know these like 5 or 7 people. And,
Right.
And Josh, in my opinion, is one of them.
I think Schneider's still got a lot of those tapes.
He gave them to me.
Okay, cool.
And then they got stuffed in a box at my parents' house, and I've searched for them, believe me, and I don't know where they're at.
We'll find them one day. One day they shall be unearthed.
Yeah.
That's the kind of box like there's like a an Afghan covered table in the back of a closet somewhere. It's gonna
someday
turn out
we'll
it's that
find the
box.
social link of Urban Tulsa Singles.
Oh, I do have that.
AKA sluts.
I do have that.
Oh man,
I do have that tape.
That was a good
That's
one.
a little. I'm waiting for when like I get huge and famous and win an Academy Award, and
just play that
this
as
footage
your
pops
walk-up.
up, and waiting for my cancel moment, and and I get lost, into obscurity again.
Oh man. Oh yeah. There's no way there isn't some weird shit out there.
Yeah, like I'm afraid of what I say in some of those. So
We were drinking a lot, we partied a lot.
Oh,
and we had a video camera.
That's
we
the
were
nature.
we were like, it was Jackass era where you just taped everything.
yeah.
Well, unscripted content, a bunch of young friends. I mean,
Well,
that
it
is
was
a
like
recipe.
5 young broke dudes that lived in a house together. You hand us a camera, like
Yeah, we we didn't have cable. We didn't have we didn't watch a ton of TV or so we were always doing other stuff. We were like playing games and like
Hella
partying
ping pong.
and ping pong and darts.
Yeah.
Man, we played hella darts, especially at the apartment. But yeah, whenever you don't have any of the other things to keep you entertained, then you do more fun shit yourself.
Well, I mean, when you're like 22 and
Yeah.
you live in a frat house, essentially, like
Yep.
like
it
a
was.
punk rock frat house.
I mean, if all of us are home, it was a party, pretty much.
oh yeah, it was on.
Yeah.
Weeknight doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
Fucking
and-
the best.
Because that's the beauty when you're in living with your buddies in your late teens, your 20s, whatever, is that those are who you're going to party with.
Yeah.
So getting home from work, it's party time.
Hell yeah. We fucked that house up too.
Yeah. I remember I spent a summer living with my buddies Graham and Vinny, living in this little beach apartment in Florida before I moved to Tulsa.
Florida.
And the same deal. It was like get home, get a little bit of food in your belly because you're about to be drinking the rest of the night, and then it's whatever nonsense shenanigans you were into. For us, we were into techno music and Super Nintendo.
Get home, get tanked, have fun, clear eyes,
Yeah.
full hearts can't lose.
Did you say clear eyes?
Yeah. What is it? What is the actual thing?
Raw eyes?
Full hearts, clear
minds, clear hearts?
I don't remember.
Clear hearts, full minds?
No. Clear hearts, full hinds.
Clear hearts, full behinds. Yeah,
Ew.
just means you got to take a poop. That's all it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Going out.
What were we talking about?
Fool's Paradise is the movie
fun.
with Charlie Day. Looks good. Definitely with that cast, of course. Going to be worth checking out.
We watched a trailer for Disney's Wish. Disney, like any movie studio, they put out bangers, but in between you're gonna have ones that like don't quite hit it. You know,
and this is interesting because a lot of folks are saying this is the hit. But you guys didn't react to this at all.
Not really.
Nope.
Not really.
I liked our
maybe it was the trailer. I don't know. I didn't.
It was a teaser, so we didn't get a lot.
Right. The goat voice part was fun.
Yeah, it was
but like we've seen that before.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah. Even right down to where his voice is deeper than expected and he acknowledges it. That's because we've seen that happen before without the acknowledgement. Like, oh, that cute little animal sure does sound. Wow, he's a bass. It's.
This is a Baby Herman scenario from Roger Rabbit.
Exactly. yeah.
It's not a Disney movie unless you have talking animals.
Yeah. For sure.
I guess that's the other thing too. Is normally it doesn't take magic to make them talking animals. It's a Disney movie.
It's a Disney movie.
Yeah,
so that's what they do.
They're like, no. If not for this floating little creature, animals would not be talking in this universe.
They either talk.
This is based in reality, motherfuckers.
I mean, even the ones that don't talk are just like hella pantomimers, like the little raccoon in Pocahontas. They may not talk, but man, if they can't,
they know how to communicate.
Yeah, they can. They can. What's the game? Charades. They can charades the fuck out of it.
Yeah. 2 words. First word, 9 syllables. Yeah. Wait, what?
I think that scene has 20
syllables. First word, 9 syllables.
First word.
Wow.
Encyclopedia.
Anti-disestablishmentarian?
Yeah, that's like the only one that's going to have that many syllables. Because that's words, it's all like disincorporate, and then there's nothing for like 15 syllables.
This is fun.
And then there's anti-disestablishment.
Speaking of big words, the other day, Eleanor's playing Roblox with some friends, right? And they're playing one of those games where like you're standing on the block, and for every answer, you get more blocks that make you higher. Oh, yeah, and then the lava rises, right? And so the bigger the word, the more points you get, right? So I just started looking over her shoulder, and I was like, oh, we're about to fuck these kids up. And it's like, name a shape. And I'm like, dodecahedron. And she's like, how do you spell that? I'm like, just pull up the microphone, baby. And then we fucking trolloped them kids.
You got your
2-syllable words.
She's cheating in video games with you.
Hey, look, I initiated.
She's also learning big words.
Yeah, exactly. Now she knows. Now she knows what a dodecahedron is, right? Because I did have to tell her what it was.
What that is.
I'm like, I don't remember how many sides, but it got a bunch of sides.
All the fucking sides.
She knew it was like a shape like a trapezoid, but that it had a whole bunch more shapes. Or sides, I mean.
So maybe if this movie title had more syllables, I might be into it.
Yeah, it's Wish. I wish you had a better name.
Well, coming on the heels of, was it Strange World? Was the last Disney animated movie?
Was it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that one kind of tanked, so.
I was going to say, I didn't see it. I don't remember it at all.
No idea what that is.
Oh, was that the one with Chris Pratt?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, no, that's Onward.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Onward.
That was Disney? Onward was Disney? I thought that was.
Or was that DreamWorks? That might have been DreamWorks.
Pixar or whatever.
Pixar is Disney, though.
Yeah, no.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, apparently this had Jake Gyllenhaal, Dennis Quaid, Lucy Liu, and others. But yeah, this one came out in theaters and went nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah. Me neither. Cool.
Yeah. And so a lot of effort on this new one to really kind of capture the magic and get audiences back in.
Oh, I see where they went wrong. Dennis Quaid.
Right. Yeah. Can't get the Randy stank off you.
Kids are really into Dennis Quaid these days. You know who the hot voice actor is? Dennis Quaid.
Oh, Dennis Quaid's in it? Let's go, Dad.
Hey, Dad, can we go see the new Dennis Quaid joint?
That's what the kids love nowadays. It's the
Jabuki Young White, it's Jake Gyllenhaal, and Dennis Quaid.
The kids like Fortnite and Dennis Quaid.
That's right.
That's all they want anymore.
Yep. Roblox, flossing, Dennis Quaid.
Are they still flossing?
Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, not quite as much. They're still flossing. They're still dabbing.
Because I remember that's the first Sonic movie.
The first time Eleanor dabbed in front of me, I fucking lost it. It was the funniust thing I've ever
Made her
seen in
sleep
my life.
outside?
No, it was like,
Oh, you're into it. Okay.
yeah, it was fucking great. I was like, that's hilarious. I was like, get him.
Did you see that John Oliver about Bitcoin, about crypto,
The second, cryptocurrency too.
and the guy that can't dab?
Yeah.
The old guy who couldn't pull off a
Yeah, crypto dude that couldn't dab.
Yeah.
Oh boy, crypto bros.
Like physically.
Yeah. He
he did it really.
Yeah, he didn't do like high
didn't move his
concentration
head at all.
marijuana or something.
He put his arms up. It was less that he wasn't physically able to, and more that like your nerdy body wouldn't let you. You know, like too stiff.
It's also out of nowhere. Like
remember when Jay would try to like do rap music hands?
Oh God.
You're too stiff. Too stiff. Loosen up.
like Andy's robot.
Just let the music move through you. Don't force it.
But they're really trying to sell Wish to capture that Disney magic. You saw it from the beginning.
I don't know if it's going to work.
Where they said from the studio that brought you Lion King, Moana,
They were
Little Mermaid.
trying to remind you, hey, remember these good ones?
They mentioned Frozen at one point, talking
sure.
about the music. And then the music, you weren't impressed by it.
I just thought that, like, especially the last line, it was so awkwardly worded, and like the syllabic pattern, it just does not make for a sing-alongable, you know.
I just
There were
nothing.
Too many words in the.
They showed the antagonist once.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, and you never see him again. So I have no idea.
Oh, Mr. Fantastico,
what
right?
the,
Or was that
Magnifico.
Magnifico.
Of this conflict that she's got.
Right.
And interesting that they it was something about like him, your wishes belong to me. And for that to be that what seems like it's probably an integral part of the plot to be so quickly presented in this first trailer was kind of surprising to me.
Right.
And take your wishes away.
And then after that, it's just like glitter magic.
Yeah,
Visuals,
and a little talking
and
kid.
a talking goat.
Yep. Yeah. And a lady who kind of sounds like Adele Dazeem.
Oh yeah, who's Adele
The
Dazeem?
wickedly talented. That's Adina Menzel, but that's when John Travolta tried to say her name, and he goes, "The wickedly talented Adele Dazeem." Did you never see it? Please pull it up. Please pull up John Travolta saying Adina Menzel. Adele Dazeem, the wicked. This is so fucking funny.
2020.
Biggest Oscar fail ever.
There will always be a special place in my heart for the movie musical and for the songs that create their most memorable moments. Here to perform the Oscar-nominated, gorgeously empowering song, Let It Go, from the Oscar-winning animated movie Frozen, please welcome the wickedly talented one and only Adele Dazeem.
Right in that moment, he's looking at the prompter and he goes, "I have no fucking idea how to say this person's name."
Just hurry up and get it through.
Wickedly talented. Fuck it, Adele Dazeem.
Cue the band. Let's go.
Adele Dazeem.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
So was he trying to say
Adina Menzel.
And he
Adele
said that.
Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem.
I mean, most of the syllables are there. They
Is
are
he
rearranged
is he
so
dyslexic?
creatively.
This is the moment he started losing his hair. No, he's not dyslexic. He's Scientologist.
Oh,
Yeah. Also, he was
Makes
losing his
sense.
hair way before this.
That's true. That is 100% a wig.
Yeah, John Travolta went bald before I did.
Getting wiggy with it. Nah.
Nah. So Wish looks I
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's just a bad trailer.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We watched another trailer for Little Mermaid where we finally get a look at Melissa McCarthy as Ursula.
And I love it.
Me too.
I am on board.
Me too.
And
the
I wasn't
the only person that I would have more rather seen in that role was Titus from Kimmy Schmidt. So I don't know. He tried out to do the voice or something at some point, and there's a video of him singing Poor Unfortunate Souls.
Oh, wow.
And it's fucking amazing. He's so goddamn good. Yeah. But yeah, Melissa McCarthy is absolutely perfect for this role.
And I think you know the minute that really grabbed me as well. And it was because she kind of quoted a line from the animated version almost exactly, which is when she says, what is it? I'm going to pull up the line here.
Did you belong to me?
No, it's a little bit, it's where she says, you can't live in that world unless you become a human yourself.
Yeah.
And here she goes, life's full of tough choices. And she goes, in it. And that was such a throwback and kind of the way that it was done in the original, but not, a slightly different, that in it instead of isn't it, but she still put her own spin on it. And that
life's right full of choices, isn't
it? Exactly. Well, and that's what I want from these. I want it to be somewhere in that gray area between what I remember growing up and giving me something new. And this was that. It was somewhere right in between in that perfect little spot.
And people are mad about Black Mermaid, and that makes me super happy.
Oh, and that I could care so less about. She looked great.
Oh, and
Ariel
sounds wonderful.
Looked great.
She sounds amazing. Like, this is the thing, right? Like, you cast the role and you give it to the most talented person. And she was the most talented person, right? So fuck off.
Well,
but yeah, there's probably a little bit more purpose behind it than that. But
and trying to find the right balance between talent and representation.
100.
Because I love the idea of kids being able to grow up seeing characters that look like them.
Have you seen the reaction videos of the little black kids seeing that Little Mermaid trailer? That alone should be reason enough to be like, okay, I'm going to shut the fuck up about this one.
Right.
Well, like, just shut the fuck up.
And I know the more that you get into the arguments around it, it gets really turned around. Mm. And one of the best examples to me is the Lilo and Stitch casting is getting some drama right now because
are they doing a new one?
They're doing a live action Lilo and Stitch, just like they're doing live actions of so many
everything.
Yeah. And they cast people, I believe they cast people of Pacific Island heritage, but who are light-skinned. So there's a lot of backlash against the characters of Nani and the young guy, I can't remember his name, the surfer guy, who are fairly dark-skinned in the original movie, and how they're not. And then there's pushback like, well, they are still the right heritage, but they still don't look the part. So now it feels like it's kind of an opposite of one of these, of what we saw with something like Little Mermaid, where it's like, so does the color matter or not? And I
think that with like maybe the Lilo and Stitch, it might go more to like who's making the argument.
Well, and
you know what I mean? Because if it's just a bunch of if it's a bunch of white folks that are trying to be allies or whatever, and like you're going too far, like because that shit happens all the time.
To me, it just goes.
But
to
if it's Pacific Island folks that are like, hey, I got a legit beef about this, it's like, maybe listen.
Can we just stop fighting about it?
Yeah.
We recognize the need for representation, so do it where we can. Some places it won't. Some places it won't go far enough. But I'm just so sick of fighting about it. Because the girl in the Little Mermaid was great,
so good.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be a good movie.
Does she sing all the songs herself too?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but then
and it's
from what we've read, I believe.
And there's going to be so many opportunities to do this going forward. So can we just recognize that it's obviously a thing? It's been successful.
Let's be ready to be mad about Stitch's teeth before we get worried about representation.
Someone fix that grill.
I'm sure there's already a. Is there already a thing?
There's already a clip going around that is deeply concerning.
Dear God.
Well, I think it has to, you have to look at who's bringing this.
Yes. Who's making the argument?
That's a big question.
Who's putting this out there? And if it's coming from a genuine origin, then fuck what everybody else. It's not for them.
Exactly.
That's like something I learned in film school, like watching a lot of bad student films, is that people mistake that this was created for them.
Yeah,
that this art was created for them. Like,
yes. Look up a new Stitch.
I mean, my kid loves this movie.
Oh, the original's great.
The original's great.
I loved it.
It looks like he's got...
What the fuck? That's not it.
No, it's none of these. I'm not seeing it. There's one that's going around Reddit right now, and it is a very nondescript character. Oh, here he is. This guy.
Oh.
That's the picture that I'm seeing.
Huh.
Allegedly, that could be our Stitch, which to me, it looks a little plain, but it also looks very early concept.
It's early, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. This is probably not the finished
Was this
product.
leaked or something, or was this official?
Leaked,
Okay.
yeah.
Fans left horrified after seeing live. I wouldn't be horrified.
Well, that's your clickbait title.
Of course.
Yeah. That, man, trying to learn to be better than clickbait headlines.
Oh, I know,
on social
right?
media. That is a growing thing for me.
For sure.
Like, because I mean, I can't tell you how many times they're like, 12 things they got wrong about Black Widow. Oh, wait, stop, Hilton. Stop. Don't. But then I keep scrolling and it's like 17 reasons Hawkeye wasn't. Every time.
Right. Yeah. I'll get you. Well, I hope that's not the finished product. It's very cute, but it needs more colors.
Yeah.
Like Stitch isn't one color. He's got multiple shades.
But that looks like
blue.
a very young,
Little baby Stitch.
yeah.
Little baby Stitch.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, maybe if our Stitch is more of like the angry teenager Stitch.
Hashtag not my Stitch.
That'll come out. Watch.
Oh, for sure.
Not much.
Of course.
Not my Stitch. What else did we watch? We watched one more.
Yeah, we did. It was for
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal teaser trailer.
Yeah, that's why I pulled up Little Mermaid so we'd have one more, because that Twisted Metal, I wanted a lot more. I mean, all we got was that Anthony Mackie drives a car and Sweet Tooth exists.
Yeah. I will say that the visual of Sweet Tooth looked pretty cool.
It looked cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to see more car action because there was like so many more characters in that, just other than Sweet Tooth.
Oh, yeah.
So Twisted Metal, of course, if you're not familiar, was a series of PlayStation and PlayStation 2 arcade shooter games where you pilot a car in an arena, driving around firing weapons at other cars trying to blow them up.
It's essentially a demolition derby, except you all have weaponry.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like a post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
Where I imagine the plot is that this is some sort of maybe entertainment or necessity for survival type thing.
Yeah.
Post-apocalyptic action comedy.
Apparently, the premise for the show is in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, John Doe, a talkative milkman with amnesia, is given a mission to traverse the desolate world to deliver a cryptic package in order to stay alive. Alongside the assistance of Quiet, a rash car thief, Doe faces a life-altering opportunity, but must confront ruthless marauders in deadly and destructive vehicles to secure a chance at a better future.
Okay.
Wow, that's a plot.
A talkative milkman.
Yeah. Talkative.
All right.
Are milkmen typically stoic? Is that a...
Milkman has not been a job for decades. Since the refrigerator was invented, I believe, that milkman ceased to be a necessity.
Were they typically stoic?
I don't know. I just know, like, a milkman hasn't been a job.
Right. Yeah.
That's not a job.
I think any opportunity that...
Like, unless it's like I work for Highland. Like, okay, you're the milkman. Yeah. But like the milkman, like dropping like fucking jars of milk at someone's doorstep. In a fucking all white uniform with your hat.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's not a job anymore.
No. And even if it was, it would be bizarre.
I know that because I've used that analogy when people are talking about like, oh, why we can't get rid of coal. Like, oh, we can't get rid of coal because what about the jobs? And it's like, look, as technology and time progresses and a job ceases to need to be a job anymore, you adapt. Like, we haven't needed milkmen in forever. And people aren't like, what about the milkmen?
That's a big...
Save the milkman.
Yeah, you're putting all the milkmen out of work with these goddamn refrigerators.
That's the thing, though. Like, if you can't,
That's so fucking funny.
if your answer to like why you won't support something like better forms of energy is because we might put coal miners out of work.
Don't you think? I mean, if you're a coal miner, don't you want to like
To not be in,
not be in a
100%.
hole digging?
Yes. You're like, yeah, I'll totally let you train me to do IT work.
Yeah, I would much rather sit in an office with air conditioning.
Yeah, and have like an HR department
Yeah.
that I could go complain about shit to.
And not get the black lung.
Yeah. Well, and just
I've got the black lung pop.
it's just such a weird, it's such a weird fascination with capitalism to be like, we can't eliminate that job.
Yeah.
What if that job goes away?
Well, that's also just like the naivete of like eliminating a job means that a new job can't be created to take its place. Like,
Yeah.
that's that's just being hard headed because you want your industry that you're making money from. So fuck off.
It's really it shows a lack of understanding and comprehension on such a deep level that I cry for the state of education.
Cognitive dissonance doesn't quite cover it.
Yeah, it's like cognitive.
Deep down, it's just people. They're just dying to be a victim and get angry about something.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being that coal worker and some tech bro comes to you and is like, "Hey, man, you want to work in solar? You'll sit in a air conditioned cubicle, wearing your slacks and tie and making 6 figures a year." Fuck no.
No, this is my heritage.
I support the coal mines. I'm going to go back to.
My grandpappy did this.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure they're
$300 a day.
Yes, please get me the fuck out of here as fast as you can. I do like that we got Thomas Hayden Church in this joint.
Yeah, glad to see old TH Church back around.
What was his character in Wings?
Lowell?
Yeah.
Yep, Lowell. And then, of course, he was Moon, spells Tom Cullen.
That was one of the weird, I've never really loved a lot of, especially laugh track sitcoms. We've talked about that. But that was one that I, for some reason, watched as a kid.
Yeah.
I got into Wings. What a weird show.
I know. I watched, I remember him from Ned and Stacy. And I was like, why did I watch that?
Yeah.
And then you got, Sweet Tooth, played by WWE superstar Samoa Joe.
Good for the size.
But voiced by Will Arnett.
Odd choice.
I get it. Will Arnett's got that real gruff. He can do that real gruff voice.
The guy in the Dodge Charger is going to shoot at the guy in the ice cream truck. Come on!
Essentially, yeah. You pretty much nailed it. Who said Hilton wasn't good at impressions?
I can do Will Arnett.
Nev Campbell going to be in some episodes.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Neat. That's cool. And then I think that's a couple of other names that we've clicked on here before. No, there's not links. Excuse me. But yeah, okay. That's about all I recognize.
Stephanie Beatrice she's great too.
Is she? I don't know her.
So you got Will Arnett
She's
is
quiet. Okay.
She's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Okay, sure.
So Will Arnett, voice of Sweet Tooth, and the second listed EP.
Oh, cool.
So hopefully the comedy part's going to be pretty decent.
Yeah.
It should be pretty funny, hopefully.
Anthony Mackie, also an EP on the show. That's interesting. There's a lot of them. A lot of people.
Nowadays, I feel like if you're the lead, you're going to get an EP credit for some reason or another.
He took a pay cut.
Always happens.
They all take a pay cut.
Oh,
to get a credit?
Yeah.
So what's the benefit of having that extra credit? Is it an extra
Well, depending on the studio and the contract, if you're
residuals?
you get, they call it points.
I
So
see.
you get at the back end after you get whatever the studio make. You get rid of that.
Yeah. Instead of just your
Spacey
flat
did that.
fee for acting.
Yeah, with House of Cards,
Right.
He took a pay. I actually, from what I can recall, I don't think he got paid much at all
For the acting role.
for House of Cards.
To take the EP role.
Yep.
Makes sense. Oh, are we going through the history of the Twisted Metal games?
Yeah, it looks like it really petered out after PlayStation 2.
I think the one that I played the most was Black.
Black, that was the one that came out with the release of the PS2. That was kind of a big deal.
Okay, yeah, that
I
makes
played
sense.
the very first original one.
On PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
That one, Twisted Metal 2, and then 3. I guess in 4 were all on PlayStation 1. Wow, I forgot there was a fourth one.
Imagine if they brought it back. Are they bringing it back? They could.
They should, yeah.
Yeah, why
definitely
not?
should.
Yeah, especially with modern graphics. Holy shit.
I mean, especially with online games.
Exactly.
I mean, it's perfect for that. Just throw, a dozen competitors
Just make
in
it
an
like a
arena.
battle royale format.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you've already got
Still-
games like Rocket League where you've got, teams of vehicles playing soccer against
soccer.
each other.
Car
yeah.
soccer.
Yeah.
Go-kart soccer.
Throw the guns back on it, and there you go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Take out the ball, put in the guns.
Yeah.
America. I'm just still really sad that I'm not going to be able to play the new Jedi.
Jedi Survivor?
Yeah.
Is that out? That's out, right?
Yeah, it just came
but
out about a
it's
week
not coming
ago.
out on PS4, and I ain't got PS5 money.
Come on, man.
Man, I ain't balling like that, dog. I gotta wait 5 years until my
Gotta wait a
friends
few
feel
years.
bad for me and they all pitch in and buy me one.
Right.
Which is how I got my PS4. I was still on a PS3 and they were like, "This is fucking pathetic. Let's pitch in and buy him a
It's
PS4."
2020. We got to take care of this.
Yeah.
I got lucky with my PS5.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my tax return and my stimulus check came in same time.
Perfect.
And I was like, fuck yeah,
I'm gonna
PS5.
start- I'm gonna start testing the waters. Be like, Becky, my game is old.
I can't play
My friends are making fun of me because I can't play Star Wars.
Well, what's nice is now they're available.
all my friends are ragging on me.
They keep saying the Force isn't with me. I like that you think
saying I'll never be a Jedi.
Just say it's for the show. Like,
Yeah,
I need to play it for the show.
I need it so I can review it on the show. It's
Exactly.
a tax write off.
for the longest time you couldn't even
Wait.
get them. Oh no. No, I don't think it works like that. I don't think it
All
works.
we have to do is start a show about a game.
I mean, I do have a show about video games.
I would be into that.
I mean, I feel like there's a way we could write off a PS5.
This is what destroys our company.
We're gonna mute this part out
Yeah, it's company equipment.
as we talk about tax fraud. No, I'm kidding. I would never defraud the government.
No, I'll just ignore them like normal.
Exactly. Yeah, they don't really care if they owe you money. If you don't file when they owe you money, they're like, "That's cool, that's chill." But if you owe, which sucks because ever since I started working in cannabis, I gotta fucking pay them.
Now you owe, yeah.
Fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Which is the weirdest thing in the world to be like, "Oh, I gotta pay taxes for my weed job." That is
That is
very
already
strange.
taxed more than anything else.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's something like 15%, I think, already.
Yeah, it's
Federal?
you got 8% plus it's like 15.5 to something.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's for the schools. It's for education.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Haven't seen a fucking dime going to that.
That and the lottery money.
Got to keep them dumb to keep them voting Republican.
Yeah.
That's another show.
Maximum News right here on the OLA Ministries Podcast Network.
Solid.
Thank you. I almost forgot the name.
Yeah, no, we can just wrap it up. Let's do
pick
picks
plugs.
and plugs.
Yeah.
So this is where we picks is like a pick of the week, or anything you've been into lately. It doesn't have to be new. It can be a movie, music, TV, a video game, a book. Basically anything that you're like, hey, this is what I've been into lately that someone should check out that's worth checking out. And then plugs, of course, is anything you want people to check out or where they can follow you on the things. Hilton, did you want to start?
Yeah, sure. Got to talk about my plugs. Got to say, Starlight Comedy Night is the second Friday of every month, always bringing the best local and regional comics to the Starlight stage. Laura Cook and I have got a great one lined up for you, and I'm going to have the announcement later this weekend, so be sure to check that out. If you need more of me I swear I am a professional communicator, and if you need more of me between now and
Gifted
Starlight
orator.
Comedy, I am indeed. Listen to my podcast. I've got so many. First of all, you can always hear me talking about The Office, all the action at Dunder Mifflin with my buddy Brian Sittler over on the People Person Paper Network. People Person Paper Podcast is the name of the show. The network is something totally different.
Yep. It's all good.
It's going to start my Office-themed podcast network where we have
we're only
a series of
we have
Office-themed
the Kevin
podcasts.
show. We have the Dwight show.
Chili with Kevin,
The
and
Creed show is pretty sketchy.
it's weird. It's weird. It's a weird show. But Creed himself does not host.
Okay.
The People Person Paper Podcast is the name
No,
of
it's
that
hosted
show.
by William Charles Schneider.
It's hosted by the Grassroots.
What? Go ahead.
Also, you can hear me on Stories with Mom every week, where my own mother, Elise Price, is telling stories from growing up and her weird and wacky adventures. Brian and I are hosts on that show as well. And then I'm going to have a brand new episode of OK Geek coming out this weekend, where I'm going to get deep into spoiler territory on the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Huzzah!
And that is, excuse me, I believe you mean to say, wahoo!
Oh, yeah.
And
sorry.
That, of course, is my pick for the week. I have seen it, and without getting into spoilers, I liked it. It is a fun romp with a million and one things to see, whether you're a just casual Mario fan or you're deep in the games for many, many years. There's a lot to look at. All the cast does great. All the characters are fun. Standouts, as you probably are already hearing, are Jack Black as Bowser. And then for me, just Keegan-Michael Key as Toad was killer. But the whole cast is great. Is the plot paper thin? 100%. It is as by the numbers as it gets. Is there a million and one missed opportunities that you hope they pick up next time? Sure, for sure there are. But in terms of how much pressure this movie was on, I see why they played it safe, and personally I enjoyed it. I'd say if you just want a fun hour and a half at the movies, go check it out.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun
I just
movie.
want to eat some mushrooms and go see my favorite mushroom people on screen for a little while. I don't give a fuck about the plot.
Right?
Honestly, like the fact that the animation looks so good, and they've gotten so many of the like the staples of the franchise, you know, all of that shit is what made me so happy about it. Where I'm like, you know what, I'm going to be able to forgive a lot if they get everything looking really great. Yeah, and it looks amazing.
Yeah,
really
it's full
great.
of just Easter egg. And nostalgia.
And I love that's what I'm for me, like, and I think that's what this was gonna be from the beginning. Like, you know, this is just a nostalgia vehicle that they're just trying not to fuck up.
Right.
Yeah, and that's all I needed it to be, and it came through in spades.
Fuck yeah. I'm down for that. Was that your pick as
That's
well?
my pick. Yeah.
Okay,
So
sweet.
that's
Not really any plugs this week other than keep listening to myself and TJ Clark on Maximum News, keeping you updated on all the local and national politics. Of course, the big story this week is going to be that the Oklahoma Republican supermajority just shoved SB 613 through, which is now going to Governor Stitt's desk, where they're now going to be at a weird stalemate because Governor Stitt already promised to sign any anti-trans legislation that came to his desk, but also just said that he wouldn't sign anything until some other shit happened. So he has both promised to sign this and also promised to not sign anything. So that's going to be really fucking interesting to see which way this shithead goes.
sounds about right for such a smart and talented leader.
Yeah, but that is the bill that is going to directly affect my family very heavily in that it will criminalize the care that we are giving our child. And so we're definitely watching that super, super closely. And then picks, I actually had a couple. Watched the new John Mulaney special, Baby J. It's really good. I really, really like the way he went about it. It's very funny while also it seems like a pretty genuine attempt at being honest about, you know, some of the stuff. Maybe not necessarily about his marriage, but you know, that's different. And then check out Groucho. Check out Blood in the Water of the video, and then just check out their music because it's good stuff. And then I watched one of the wackiest episodes of Dateline that I've seen in a very long time, and my wife reminded me of it. And it's called Dead Man Talking. This just aired like 2 weeks ago. There's also an Audible podcast called I Am Not Nicholas that covers this very same story. But this is about a guy who the only way we could describe the level at which he lies is George Santos. And it's one of the fucking wildest shit I've ever seen. Basically, this guy defrauded a whole bunch of people and then got in trouble for it and was wanted by the FBI and faked his own death and is now pretending to be a British guy that is paralyzed and on oxygen.
Wow.
And there's a part where
Wait, this is a Dateline.
Yes, this is a real story. Okay. And there's a part where they're like, well, people are saying that you're this guy. And he's like, but I can't breathe and I can't walk. And do you want me to try and stand up? And then he tries to stand up and he clearly stands up under his own power and then pretends to fall back. And it's the fucking funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I am interested in that.
What's the name of the podcast again?
I Am Not Nicholas.
I Am Not Nicholas.
Yeah, and I believe it's an Audible exclusive.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe it's on Audible. So give us a shout, Audible, if you want to give us a sponsorship. Would welcome you back with open arms, Audible.
Right.
You were our business daddy at one point.
Well, and that clip about where he stands up,
it's the fucking funniest thing.
I'd never seen it, and the one thing that I can 100% take away is that man stood up before he fell over.
100% on his own power, stood all the way up, and then was like, like there may as well have been Hanna-Barbera, like those falling sound effects.
That's hilarious.
Oh, so fucking good. What about you? Picks, plugs?
I don't really have any picks. I mean,
check out that video.
Yeah,
Blood in the Water.
Plug Groucho.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check out the video. We spent a lot of hard work on it. And
it's really, really good. Genuinely, it's a very good video.
Yeah, and shout out to the Tulsa Play Music. I don't know if I got that right. The Play Music Tulsa grant. Yeah, they're helping out a lot of artists.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so get those views up. Like,
any places you want people to follow you or
not really.
Follow
check out pursuitfilms.com.
There you go.
We got some stuff coming down.
There you go.
Pursuitfilms.com.
Pursuitfilms.com. The video is Blood in the Water by Groucho.
And then playtulsamusic.com.
There it is.
Learn more about that.
Play Tulsa Music. Love to see people funding arts in any way that they're able to.
Yeah.
Especially places like this where they try and stifle them so much. But then they really want to be entertained. It's the ironic thing.
I know.
They're like, why can't I get good entertainment around here? I fucking wonder.
Yeah, we got to basically do whatever we wanted. So
that's
was
beautiful.
Awesome. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for coming and doing the show.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, as soon as you have an update on the rebrand and all that stuff, let us know, and we'll be glad to have you back on and
come
talk
hang out
about that.
Sweet.
And other than that, Hilton, you got any closing words?
So I'm going to go home and I'm going to go back to the backyard and I'm going to see what's on those gold plates.
Hell yeah. Plates, baby, plates.
Take it from me. I love you.
Sorry, I got to pee so bad.